Hello and welcome to the show. I am here today on Car Mechanic Simulator 2015 taking a look at the latest DLC. We have got some more real life cars in this game now. We've got some from Maserati. I'd like to say a big thank you to the developers for sending me a code to this DLC. It is great to see some more real vehicles making their way into here, and Maserati I think is a great choice of manufacturer. I do love a good, you can't really go wrong with a good Maserati. Admittedly, the one on the left is in perhaps better condition than the one on the right. The Maserati MC Stradale that we have over here is a customer car. This Sebring is mine. I bought it at the auction for $12,000. As you can see, it is pretty wrecked. Yeah, we're going to be restoring the Sebring. I can't say I've particularly seen or heard of a Maserati Sebring before. That could just be me. Maybe it is a very, very well-known classic Maserati. Yeah, personally, I can't say I've seen or heard of one before. But if it didn't look all horrible and rusty, I suspect this would be quite a nice car. By the time we are finished with it, it'll hopefully be quite quite a nice vehicle, because yeah, it is a pretty big wreck at the moment. I did get in this customer car though, just so we could have a look around the MC Stradale. This particular one, look at that engine bay. It is lovely and clean inside of here. When you have a car in this good a condition, when it comes into the workshop here, it is very easy to tell what needs replacing. When most of the bits and pieces are all rusty as hell, it's hard sometimes to tell, sort of just from a cursory glance, which bit it is exactly that needs focusing on. But this is pretty pretty obvious. Well, I don't know what they've been doing to make the exhaust so rusty, yet none of the other, the wheel. Look at the wheels. That is just so pristine and shiny. And then we have that for the exhaust system, and all of the rear suspension, cross members, and so on. All of that unit is all lovely in here. Who knows? But anyway, aside from that, yeah, it is a rather impressive model, actually. I'm taking the door off because I'm too lazy to move the car to the middle of the workshop to get into it, because that is totally the easiest way to do things. By the way, inside it is all actually pretty nicely detailed in here. It's probably got some of the best interiors of any of the vehicles that I've seen in this game. Admittedly, the mirrors don't work, but never mind. They never have done. How do we get out of the cars? I've completely forgotten this. Do we? Okay, we just press escape. Right, door. We will put you back on. Yeah, it's a cheaty way of doing a thing, but it works. That's the important bit, really. I'm quite surprised, because I was just going through the jobs, declining them until I got the Maserati I wanted, and I'm quite surprised at how nice condition the rest of that one is. Now, there is a third car that comes with this DLC that hasn't quite been released yet. The Quattroporte is coming, but yeah, it has not been released yet, but it will come with the DLC. I do not know when that is scheduled to come out. So, let's get to work on pulling this vehicle apart. Now, a fair bit of it does still look like it is using a lot of i6 parts. Of course, a lot of the vehicles in this game do share their components. Oh god, I forgot what we had to do. I forgot I got this on like expert mode, or I think it's called expert mode, isn't it? And I've got to play search the bolt again. Admittedly, that is also an easier game when you have a car this rusty, because the bolts are shiny. So yeah, we just look for the shiny bits, and then we are okay. Yeah, it's been a while actually since I've played this game. I pretty much sort of built everything just about at various points, and had kind of got bored. I like the way that they're doing sort of DLCs for this game. They're bringing them out fairly regularly, actually, bringing out interesting DLCs that add quite a lot. The last one we had was the performance DLC with all of the tuning and the drag strip and so on. We've had Mercedes come to this game. Now we've got Maserati here as well. They're adding an awful lot to this that I'm very glad. It keeps me coming back to playing the game more. Right, let's get all of the spark plugs. Well, definitely the engine block is different in this one. It'll have a unique part for the engine block. That looks fairly unique. yeah, just looks a fair amount of new parts. We're going to have perhaps not too much searching of bolts actually, which is always nice. I suspect, although I haven't quite seen it yet, I suspect the running gear will be fairly standardised, and that is a fairly common theme with the vehicles on here. It makes sense in many respects, especially when we're talking in terms of a game. It makes sense to have more standardised parts. Otherwise, when you go to the parts sort of shop, essentially, you'd end up faffing about through so bloody much to find the one bit that you want for your specific car. Yeah, I can see why they've gone down that route, and I'm okay with having the relatively standardised, sort of front subframe that looks like it might be the shortened one. It looks like they're fairly similar, at least, to the rest of them. Can we not quite get this front bit? Oh, we're going to have to take this off first. The good old clips. I'd forgotten about the fun of the little clips that can come out of there as well. I've forgotten how many bits can be repaired and what just has to be chucked. I was really hoping that was going to be the single bolt that holds all of that in. Luckily, there's still only 3 bolts that hold all of that in, but never mind. This one doesn't have too many of the... Okay, sure, we'll sort of pull that out. I'm not quite sure how we got that out around there, but never mind. That was a magic chain we have got going on there. I'm quite impressed with that one. Never mind. Alright, we get this side off as well. Yeah, oh, sorry, my voice is slightly dying. I'm starting to get better. Certainly better than I was the last couple of days. I've had tonsillitis, which is great fun, because most kind of illnesses I can get away with still working and still doing bits and pieces, but when your voice dies when it comes to YouTube, that's kind of a killer, really. And today's the first day I can talk again. It's kind of weird, in fact, being able to talk again. So, yeah, my voice may give up at some points during this. As and when it does, I apologise for that. I am doing the very best that I can. It's also a stupendously warm day in England. When I say stupendously warm, I think about 32, 33 at the moment around where I live, which I know for like Australians, they're laughing at us because you're used to this kind of weather. This is just a regular uneventful day for you. But for us lot in England, this is unpleasantly warm, and I do have a fan on in the background. I have done I literally cannot record. I can't really do anything without a fan on at the moment in my flat. So I've done the absolute best that I can in making sure my mic is well insulated from it. It should be all working fine. I've done a good few tests with it, but no, my luck, I probably nudged something somewhere along the line. So if you do hear that in the background, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to not die. Basically, I hate heat. I would perfectly happily go and live in Scandinavia somewhere. That's my sort of place. I can't be dealing with heat, basically. So yeah, it's all working against me in terms of recording stuff as of late. But so far, this Maserati is not working against me. It is quite rusty, but actually it hasn't been too bad to get around and find all of the bits and pieces. I can see we're going to have fun trying to get to... it's not too bad. Getting to all of these bits under here, and there's, of course, plenty of them to find to undo. I think this is perhaps... it's not quite the craziest of vehicles that I've had to work on. I think, what are the toughest engines to work on? Perhaps the classic, sort of the older style V8. I've forgotten the name, what they are specifically now. Would it be the V8 overhead valve ones that have all of the push rods and stuff that you have to manually take out and so on? They're a bit of a pain to work on, although often the cars that come with them have incredibly simplistic suspension, so it kind of evens itself out. I'm not sure what the longest sort of rebuild time we have on a vehicle is. Let's get that out while we're down here. We can pull that straight off as well. Yes, naturally we've got to get rid of that. We don't really want exhaust, but we've found a way of clicking on that, so that's all good. Spin the camera around to find the bolts and just kind of guess. Drive shaft always the sort of most difficult in terms of spinning the camera around and getting that happy with stuff. Oh, piss. This is one we have to take the starter off from above. I've not got my old efficiency when it came to lifting the cars up and down. Of course, you want to try and do it as little times as possible because it is just wasting time. And I've not quite got the efficiency sorted. I think I do. I think I actually have all of the upgrades by now. Are you an upgrade thing? Did we have? I swear there was a perk somewhere for faster lifter. Maybe I don't know what on earth I'd be thinking of elsewhere. I swear there was, but maybe. Okay, I was going to say I thought I had a thing for faster lifter, but apparently that doesn't seem to be a perk. I do have the faster unbolting thing. It is literally the entire engine is orange, and normally I would be okay with that, but when that orange is rust, that's when we have a bit of a problem. Yeah, that's going to come off as well, and then we can get rid of that. Fantastic! The engine is all pretty much taken apart. We will, well, when we lower the car down, we will take the block out, and then we will be done. Right. The wheel, I love that they've got like the little centre bit that comes out. That's quite cool. Also, don't know what earth happened to the texture on that last wheel when I went to remove it. Because I was going to say, I love how the car is so horrendously, awfully sort of ruined, and then we have these tyres that look like they've just come out of a factory somewhere. Although the first one I took off for some reason had a peculiar texture bug going on. Never mind. We've got leaf springs in the back here. Looks like we might do. Yes, indeed we do have leaf springs in the back of the Maserati. Let's get all of this bits and pieces out of here. So yeah, these are relatively quick and easy to take apart compared to the more complex rear suspension that you see on the likes of, well, the MC Stradale over that side. Also, less bushings to lose around the place, slightly less actually. now I think about it, yeah, it is a slightly smaller number of rubber bushings to lose and get angry at, which is often the way things go. But yeah, we can get away with them, and then we still have to fiddle around with these little bits. But yeah, slightly quicker to disassemble this lot, and I think more of the parts can be repaired. Now, while the actual leaf springs themselves can't be, quite a fair amount of this stuff can be, which is good in terms of saving money. I have plenty of money in this game from the amount that I have played it, but if you are trying to do things on a budget, yeah, having the more sort of bits that can be repaired is always helpful. I've just realised we've got to go through the fun game of prattling around with the repair sort of station and then getting angry because we've managed to break about 5 things in a row despite having a supposedly 90% success chance with the, again, with the level of upgrades that I have on it. Should be a 90% success chance, but it really doesn't feel like it half the time when I play this bloody game. Is that a new... That does look like a new back exhaust section as well. I can't say we've seen that one before. Okay, yeah, fair amount of then unique parts to this vehicle. I mean, that's a standard exhaust bit in the middle there. But the rest of it is looking, yeah, I'm actually quite impressed with the amount of unique bits. Yeah, this front part is sort of one that we've all seen before on the most certainly sort of all around here. This is all the same as we've seen on a fair few of the vehicles, so when you pull a few apart you'll know what you're doing. I quite like, not everyone likes the expert mode on here. I quite like it for, I don't know, for certainly in terms of kind of video making. I quite like the cleaner visuals that you get. It also does at times make it a little easier to see what you're doing when you don't have all of the little kind of ghost bits coming up. There are a couple of cars where there was just kind of a mess of them and you couldn't quite click on the one that you wanted to. So if you have worked on a few cars, I would recommend going to the expert mode, and you earn, I think, considerably more XP for doing this, and possibly more money and so on. So yeah, I do quite like it. And there'll be oh no, it's not from beneath, it's from up there, and then we can get rid of that. And then we will go around the other side and do the same over here. The actual discs themselves are about the nicest thing on this car. Normally when I bring in like a 1-star car, we play the game of find the nicest bit on the vehicle. So far this has had no good bits at all. It's a better game to play, honestly, with a 2-star or 3-star car, because they might have some vaguely okay bits, but this has had the brake discs at the front. That's it. That is it for nice bits on the car. We can get rid of that, and then we've got these suspension bits and pieces to take off, and all of this is just going to have to be bought brand new, because we can't repair the little bits. We can potentially repair some of these suspension arms, which is always good, and then we can get rid of the shock absorber and spring from here, and the lower suspension arm as well, and then we are nearly up. Keep bloody forgetting, but that's about the only one where it goes from the top. And then we have some more rubber bushings to get rid of, and then we have the subframe, and then just the engine block to remove. If only it was this quick and easy to disassemble a car in real life. Oh, and the fuel tank. Of course, I think we have to lower the car to get the fuel tank. I want to go to that. I know where I want to go. Okay, want to go to that last of the rubber bushings. Subframe is out, and we shall lower the car, but don't stand underneath the thing when you're lowering it, because that would be silly and the game will get angry at me. And I'm going to take off all of the bodywork as well. Right, you are on the thing, on the floor. We're in the engine bay, that's gone, and then we'll come around the back and we'll, there we go. Oh no, maybe this one here does come from, maybe I do have to have it up. I thought it didn't, it wasn't going to let me, but, or is this one of the RC ones where you have to, oh, of course, we've got to get the fuel pump first, haven't we? There we go. Oh, wow, that is really RC. I can't actually get it from down here. Maybe I could have got the fuel pump from it being on the top of the lifter. Up in the air, basically. Whatever. I sort of scrolled over it and it was not highlighted, so I just dumped it thinking it was having to be lowered, not thinking about the bloody fuel pump needing to come out. Right. Bodywork bits and pieces, what we do have, boot and some lights. Do we have to take out the lower lights separately? No, they're part of the body frame. We have one door, well, what's left of a door. We didn't have a bonnet, I don't think. Does the grille? No, we've got one headlight, and then those are all part of the frame. Okay, we shall fix up the Sebring 2000. Actually, not too bad, considering the wreck that it was in. There we go, much nicer. Shall we go have a sit in it? It's, you know, it's a pretty decent interior again. It's a pretty interesting car to be sitting in. Right, that is the vehicle stripped down. Shall we go through? Oh, let's first of all play the game of what was the best condition part. Sort by condition. The best condition is this is. I've emptied my inventory before starting this, so this is just parts from the Sebring. The best condition part in the car was the timing cover. I am surprised on one of the spark plugs. The engine head wasn't too bad. Where are the brake discs? Oh, the brake discs were only 39%. They looked cleaner than the rest of them. Wow. 39% is pretty poor. It's pretty poor indeed. Right. Now we will spam our way through here. I just listening for the crunches. We've broken a few parts. I think, actually, let's not say anything too soon, because I think we're actually going quite well, but don't let the game know that one, otherwise it will punish me. I mean, we've still got most of the important bits. Now here's a big important bit. Hey, thank you, game, for being so friendly. Okay, we are losing little bits and pieces here. I think there goes the starter motor. I could live with that. If we can keep the engine block, the engine head, they're kind of the most important. I didn't see gearbox come up. I haven't noticed it. I'm hoping it's around. There's gearbox. Okay, gearbox is still okay. That's the important important bit. I think we've killed all of the rims, annoyingly. Or certainly most of them. A lot of the bodywork, oh, thank God for that, I think has survived quite nicely. There goes. I think it was like a U-bolt. Oh, hey, there we go. Slightly worried when we started getting towards those more expensive parts. Right, shall we? Let's put the running gear back on first. Maserati, up to the sky with you. We will have a fair few bits to buy, I suspect, but hopefully, yeah, I think we actually did pretty well in getting this all all back to half decent condition. So we saved one of the bottom suspension arms, so both of the two front steering knuckles. We saved both of the two upper suspension. Yeah, this has been a pretty solid one actually. I'm relatively happy. This is much better than my normal luck. We do need a sway bar, but we do have a working steering rack. The two tie rods, you can never repair them, so that's not a particular surprise. Let's wander back over to this side. That steering knuckle can go in there. Wheel hub, we will need one of them, and this is where it's a memory test for me. Can I remember all of the bits that I need to buy so I can be lazy and not have to go backwards and forwards through menus too much? And I tend to fail at that one pretty dramatically. It would be quite helpful to have, just for people like me, like when you go on the tablet to buy bits and pieces, if you could have like a little thing that told you what you needed to complete the car based on what you have in your inventory or something. I know that's probably asking a bit too much, but yeah, just for people like me who are lazy with this sort of stuff. Right, bottom suspension arm. Yes, we want that. I know we're going to want two of these. I forgot we can shift click, can't we? Two of these. We're going to want two of these as well. We're probably going to want pads because I'm pretty sure they don't get repaired. The calipers might have been, and we haven't checked them yet. We need a sway bar, but I can't remember which one. So I'm not going to buy one in case I buy the wrong one and waste my money. Right, bottom suspension arm. You can go on here. And we will get... did I not get that one tied up? Aha, I did not. We can get tie rods on there as well. Nice. We can't. We got to get shock absorbers, spring, and I suspect the spring cap as well. Because the spring cap might actually get repaired. I think they can be, because I know the spring itself won't be. Does it? Maybe it doesn't. It does have some form of cap, but I was expecting it to come up when I was expecting it to be like front spring cap or something, but apparently it does not come up there. So we have, yeah, front spring, and then, shock absorber cap. There we go. Right, I knew it had something going on up there. Oh, are we not going to type? There we go. Shock absorber cap. Get two of them, and it was sway bar B, which we wanted. I probably would have gone for B because I thought it was that one, but again, guesswork, easy way to waste a lot of money on here. Sway bar end link B. I guess that makes sense if the sway bar is it's a B sway bar. Right, that can go there. I'm hoping we won't have to buy too many of the rear parts, I don't think. So, yeah, I think we would have probably fixed up most of them. Please tell me the calipers were good. Hey, we did good with them. It's looking much better. Much nicer having a nice shiny car, this one. I was slightly wondering when I sort of dumped all of the parts out of my inventory before I started filming, before I started thinking about it. I was wondering if I'd done a stupid thing, getting rid of everything, because I did have all sorts of various bits and pieces, some in half-decent condition, lying around. I just clear it out because it becomes such a faff, kind of wading through all of it when you're looking for something, and you can't play the game and find the best parts on the car, or best parts that came off the car as well. But yeah, I did wonder if I made a slight mistake with kind of interchangeable parts, but honestly, not a huge... most of the interchangeable parts are the bits that I've repaired, no problem, on here, so I don't think it's actually going to have been, that much of a stupid move on my behalf. But if you are smarter than me, you're probably better off keeping... I often end up getting, if you buy the wrong part, or you're working on cars and you've repaired stuff and bought stuff, or you've repaired stuff, forgotten you've repaired it, and then bought stuff, and then you've got sort of duplicates of stuff that's actually in good condition. I've done that before a few times because I'm an idiot. Yeah, it's actually worth sort of keeping them around so that when the next car comes in, you have stuff to put on, etc. So are these the only bits on here that I guess things like the engine block, it's kind of moved positions of stuff around just because the engine block is different, but the actual sort of parts, like like the spark plugs and so on, are still the same. Okay, it's not quite as many different parts as I thought, but it's still I think it's still quite an interesting build actually on here, so I'll take it anyway. I'm enjoying myself rebuilding this car. let's go and I might as well go work on the back of the vehicle while we are here. Oh, we fixed that one as well, which is good. Oh, we only fixed one of these and one of the solid rear drive. Oh, wait, they have things, don't they? Yeah, they're around here. I like to hide the buggers. And how much of the brake drums did we get? We got one of the drum cylinders. Both of the shoes and the actual brake drum itself. Okay, so we are going to need a brake shoe. Oh, not brake shoe, I didn't mean that one. Two of them. I meant the drum. Is it drum? A drum wheel cylinder. Need one of them. We needed a rear. Was it a rear? Solid rear drive axle. One of them, and I think we needed one of them. Bugger it, I've got 100 and something thousand dollars on here. I don't care. I know I have plenty of money, but I still don't like to waste too much of it. It was a rear knuckle housing B. I think so. It didn't look like the fancy one, so there we go. That will do. What was the other rear thing that I bought then? Maybe that wasn't what I thought it was then. But did it not let me click on that? Is it not done up properly? Hello, car? Ah, there we go. Haven't quite tightened one of the bolts up. Never mind. Okay, yeah, I don't know what the yeah, I was wasting my money. I don't know what the other rear... Oh, we actually can fix the leaf springs themselves. That's quite cool. Yeah, I think I wasted money on some random rear axle parts that I didn't need, but never mind. Okay. We've actually got these in pretty good nick as well. That's what I say. Quite a lot of the rear bits can be repaired. I didn't actually realise I'd forgotten that we could repair the leaf springs. We will get another one of them though, because unfortunately this was one of the bits that broke, but nothing too major. Leaf spring plate and one U-bolt didn't survive. God damn it, they're almost as bad as breaking the clips. The clips are just the most terrible thing to have broken imaginable, but the U-bolts are a close second, I think, for the pain in the arse bits to break. Right, that is all on there. We will need to buy a couple of these. Shock absorber B. This is pretty much the B car, I think. All of them all of the bits are shock absorber B and etc. I don't actually know if there are any cars that have sort of half, let's say, shock absorber Bs and then shock absorber As in the front and varying degrees. I don't know if there are any. I can't personally remember if there are ones that are like that or not. But yeah, this one is very much. So if I need to guess when it comes to this car, we'll just buy a B part, as that'll probably do the trick. Fuel pump in pristine condition. I can go back in there. This is actually not going too badly. Oh, apparently I was clear. I mean, it would have been close, but I think I would have been alright.